Hello again YouTube, Jake here, and welcome back to another Reading Too Much Into Things review. But this is the start of something special. This is a double review, wherein I review 2 episodes in one video so that I can play catch up due to Toei striking down my first review because they don't understand how fair use works. But enough bitterness, let's jump right into episode 3 of Kamen Rider Ghost. Hichu Seigi no Yumiya, roughly translated as Right on Target, Arrow of Justice. In the recap of the last 2 episodes, we get told that there are 90 days left. Our episode proper starts at Rich Man Inc., I guess, with a robbery. Whoa! Didn't think, what with the new movie coming out and all, the Jedis would have to sink to robbery. We jump to the thief's birdie lair and find, you guessed it, creepy smile guy giving, of all things, a new target to steal from. We join Takeru next, mulling over the past 9 days and wondering how it's come to this. Well, thanks for lying to us, recap. Unless that's a plot point later on. First Ghost's pelvic sword, now we have crotch horse. I just... Sage the Sage teases Takeru that the next icon to be collected is Robin Hood, and now we're skirting on the fence of plausibility as there's some debate over exactly how much such a character did or did not exist, but that's for another video. We cut to the gang watching camera footage of the thief on the news, calling herself Lil John. I mean, come on, that's gotta be a chick. And that's why we call her Lil John. Wait. Anyways, if the other episodes were anything to go by, of course next we enter more arguing about ghosts existing or not. Oh! Yay, that scene is skipped! Woo! And some Onari B rating. This show is on the up and ups. Aw. But before we can leave Onari, Lil John's next victim shows up, asking for aid from the group. We cut to the local TV studio where Takeru creeps on the reporter from earlier. Needless to say, it boils down to, is stealing right? But everyone's happy with what they did. Which never feels like a well-structured debate to me. We do, however, get a flashback of her father having been... Alright, 5-1, this woman's Lil John. I usually try just to roll with the show without predicting what happens too often. And I know this show's for kids, but yeah. Unless you're telling me your dad was killed by the ghost of an oil tycoon or something, I don't think it's the same, Takeru. So, after a feeble attempt at making a moral dilemma in our hero, we cut to Akari's research on the giant rock with an eye symbol that I've been avoiding talking about. She tries several times to hack into it, I don't know, and discovers the makeup of a chemical to make ghosts visible. What? Also, what are those diagrams called? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Moving on. We jump to the next target whose collection is being targeted. Yes, I just said that. Before you know it, they're attacked by Lil John, whose Jedi powers turn out to be a Gamma, which makes sense, but I don't know. I'm just disappointed by it. Takeru shows up out of nowhere and engages the Ganma. You know, at first I thought it was like a Kabuki-themed Ganma with a large amount of red hair, but now that's solid. I don't know, maybe it's a Viking? Man, that's why the ghost forms are coats. So the wires have something to pull on that isn't the suit itself or something under it. Anyway, Lil Jon escapes with Robin Hood's one famous bow and one famous arrow, Onari giving chase, and the Ganma escaping via throwing axes. We cut back to Akari doing what else? Science! But she seems to be missing something. Sage, wanting to help, instead of breathing on her, just leaves her the final ingredient. Glitter! Which turns Ghost not only visible, but also physical. Oh, that scene could have gone so poorly. Meanwhile, Onari is busy getting over his head, finding Lil Jon's hideout and calling, loudly, for backup, ending up with him getting caught. Takeru has no way of tracking the call, however, the mascot comes out to show that the phone is in fact a Maximal. Well, at least a condor makes more sense than an iguana. And so Takeru and Akari near literally follow the call. Takeru and Akari come just in time to save Onari and face the glaring obvious thing that no one wanted to bring up. Also the bright light in the background. Ow! Yes! The reporter was indeed Lil Jon, and Takeru and the Ganma begin having an angel on the shoulder, devil on the soldier scene with her. However, she begins to side with the Ganma and glows purple, which should be fine, after all. As we all know, it's too much pink energy that's dangerous. No, in fact, the mascot lets us know that if they do glow purple, they will die turning into the ghost coat, and this is how Ganma collect their icons. Takeru, not being cool with people dying, instead unleashes his new ability, Ghost Soul Hug. Wait, freeze that. Is that a horse on its axe? It is! Almost like... Nah, just... Can't be, I'm just reading... Anyways, to prove to the reporter that her powers are from a Ganma, Akari pulls out her glitter blaster. Through the power of remembering you can expose people through journalism instead of from them, her spirit aligns with Robin Hood's artifact. Okay, whatever. And Takeru is able to turn it into an icon. By combining the bird foam with his sword of many uses, he turns it into a bow-like gun as he transforms into Robin Hood form, and defeats the, I guess, Native American Ganma. I really don't get the theming of these monsters. And surprise! Mysterious Coat Man and Mysterious Dye Job are not happy. So our episode ends with everyone happy how well they work together, and Onari's students having found clues about Mysterious Hat. But that's not the end for us, dear viewers. Let's jump right into episode 4, Kyogaku Sora no Shiro, roughly translated as Surprise Sky Castle. Alright, 88 days left on the recap. Kind of destroys the tension, but who knows, maybe we'll get an episode that takes up a whole month. So we start off where we last left our team, mulling over the rumors they've heard about Mysterious Hat. Even Takeru's expositioning, not able to drown out Akari and Onari's argument. What this calls for is Sage in bird pajamas. Now, to most, that sounds like a tease that the next form he'll get is Nobunaga, but I'm just gonna make a note here. Keep this scene in mind, people. Well then, that's certainly a ringtone. The three are approached by a man named Hideo from the Sengoku Corporation, worried about his boss, Nobuyoshi, turning aggressive and cold, as well as other strange occurrences at the office and other offices nearby. Takeru goes to speak with the president, who at the moment is discussing business with a president of another company named Mori. And if you're wondering why I care so much this time about people's names, it's because I am a nerd for the Warring States era, and they put a lot of references to generals from this era into this episode. However, my nerding at the idea of warring states reimagined in the corporate world has to be put on hold as Takaru finds a damn magician Ganma attacking President Mori.
Very poor choice of words.
Takaru catches him, obviously, and his attack. However, while fighting, the Ganma splits himself in two, because he's a magician. And I just noticed one has a bird with a silk hat on top of their own silk hat. He destroys the split off, but not the original Ganma, who escapes. Unknown to Takaru, he's being watched by a new rider! We cut from that tease to Onari's and Akari's investigation, where Akari realizes that the offices that have been taken over form an eye pattern on the map. Back at the main headquarters, Takaru is stalking yet another older woman, this time the No-Hime counterpart. However, when caught by the president in his office, the mention of Takaru's home/temple catches corporate Nobunaga's attention. It turns out Takaru's father had visited him before to authenticate the letter of praise Nobunaga had written himself. See, this is a more believable historical artifact to use as an icon. This feels like something a person would just have on hand from being related to them or the person given it. Turns out corporate Nobunaga's family were low-ranking and retainers of the Oda clan for generations. Takaru is then let out, but sneaks back in, what with being a ghost and all. Turns out the no stand-in has been goading corporate Nobunaga to be more, well, like the common assumptions of Nobunaga, a pitiless dictator driven only by his ambition to unite all of Japan. You know, the country that's already united. Oh, whatever. Back at Kitajo Communications, Akari and Onari reveal the Alice in Wonderland themed Ganma, stirring up trouble once again. Unknown to them, there are other copies off at Takeda Chemicals and the other taken over locations we don't get to see, all activating at once to form the eye pattern. Remember, last time an eye pattern that big was being made, it was to release a swarm of Ganma into the world. This time, it causes corporate Nobunaga's Azuchi Castle to be lifted up into the sky. Goaded on more by less interesting corporate Nobunaga begins glowing purple, meaning his life is in danger lest Takaru does something. So he tries his ghost soul hug again, saving corporate Nobunaga's life and engaging with the Hatter Ganma once again. Realizing that Nobunaga likely wasn't pure cruelty, there's a whole rant video worth of debate on that subject. He begins to glow yellow, however Takaru is nowhere near to change it into an icon as he defeats the Ganma. However, doing so causes one tiny little problem. It drops the castle. Oops. Instead of having a whole episode around Newton, the mascot simply hands Takaru the icon for him. Oh, wait, it's from a crossover movie. Great. So he uses Newton's repelling right hand to slow the city down before it crashes and causes a smaller version of the world-ending natural disaster that Ultron's plot was in Avengers 2. He returns to corporate Nobunaga to find, really I shouldn't have referred to her as No-Hime, trying to choke him. He creates the Nobunaga ghost coat out of the letter of praise. Bye, family heirloom! However, before he can turn it into an icon, the Blue Rider appears and steals Nobunaga away, completing Sage's prediction that this time you can't deal with it in the ordinary way.
Spectre.
And so, Our show ends with Takaru demanding answers from Sage, only for him to leave well before he gets all of his answers. And that was Kamen Rider Ghost episode 3 and 4. It's a bad sign when the throwaway setting of the Warring States era in a corporate setting is more interesting than your story about fighting ghosts. Still, at least we have a new writer appearing to create, one hopes, actual tension and emotional growth for our lead. Thank you for sticking with me through reviewing 2 episodes at once. Please look forward to the next review as I continue to catch up with the released episodes. Thank you again to TV Nihon. I'm sorry I forgot to thank you in the last episode. And as always, stay safe.